Greetings, everybody. This is Serpentine451, and welcome back to another episode of Weeb Warriors. Now, joining me as always is my good friend Jordan. How you doing tonight, Jordan?
Hanging in there, Tony.
All right, and also joining us is Jay. Since pandemics like to just lock everyone into one place at all times throughout the day, he's going to be finally joining us for a good long hiatus.
Yeah, I got a bunch of free time thanks to, Corona.
But anyway, folks. Now I'm mad about fucking people. Stupid shit.
That's just YouTube, my friend.
No, it's people in general. That's why I despise just pure idiocy.
Alright, well...
Whether it's machines or people, I despise pure idiocy.
Well, I'm glad we're not reviewing Aho Girl.
No, that shit's funny. At least I'd be laughing at the dumb shit. Praise the Aho girl.
Alright, well, so we didn't talk about this prior to, but we got 3 shows. Which one y'all want to talk about first?
Yeah, so, I would actually... We could start with Tower of God, since you didn't really have an opportunity to talk about it, at least, the first episode.
Yeah, Tower of God works for our first show.
Right, so Tower of God is one of the rare few manhwas that is getting an anime adaptation, and I think it's definitely one of the most deserving. It has a great, solid story with very interesting world building, character design, character development, and I personally am a huge fan. And that's just about the series in general. The anime has done a very faithful adaptation, and I really love the art style. I really love it. I am not really sold on some of the dubbing choices that they did with how they describe Susui and whatnot. But
yeah, we had this conversation off mic. Yeah, it's weird hearing Japanese voices come out of these characters because the original source material is a manhwa. Both Jordan and I have kind of assigned Korean voices to the characters, so it is a little weird to adjust to. But and also you mentioned this off mic also, and I agree. I think Kun feels weird. His character tone just seems off from how I think he should be.
Yeah, I don't think that. Honestly, no one thus far has matched with how I envision people's tones in this, and it hasn't destroyed my enjoyment of the series, but it is definitely kind of jarring, because I'm just like, every time I'm listening to it, it's just like, did they change the voice actor? And then I have to remind myself that I've never actually heard their voices in reality. I've just painted this very vivid mental image from several chapters. And,
yeah, for sure.
But beyond those very minor things comparatively, I think that the anime is going to be a great ride, and I hope that I hope that it maintains the quality that it has, and it gets a second season, and it gets third season, and it gets fourth season. I just want to see it all personally, but we will see. I don't think that there's a great incentive for the Japanese to serialize manhwas because they're a foreign market. So I'm honestly not sure how this is getting an anime adaptation, but I would love to see more.
I think this has more of a chance because it's backed directly by Crunchyroll. So I feel like as long as it has good fan reception on Crunchyroll will continue to produce.
Right, and I mean, I honestly love it enough that I might actually pop my cherry and buy my first set of anime DVDs just to increase the likelihood of it.
Oh shit!
You know how I feel. Honestly, there's nothing that I really. There are very few things that I would purchase, and if this turns out that I think I will purchase it just so that it can continue on. I do want to get my hands on the full set of Tengen Toppa Gurren Lagann, as well as the 2 movies, but beyond that, I don't think there's any other anime that I want to carry with me into the apocalypse and preserve for the rest of eternity or something like that.
Yeah, I mean, I haven't actually bought DVDs in a long time. I do a lot of I get a lot of digital copies now because it's just easier to keep things on the cloud.
Right.
But I totally feel you on that one.
Yeah.
Mm.
But yeah, that's my take on Tower of God.
Yeah,
Do
Tony.
we
Now
want to
that
do a?
oh my bad. I was just gonna say. So Tony, now that you've seen Tower of God, you can now understand where Jordan got a majority of the ideas for Tower of Labyrinth.
Yeah,
Yes.
that makes
Yes,
a lot
yes.
more sense now.
Yes,
And
Tower of Labyrinth is very loosely based on Is It Okay to Kill Girls in a Dungeon, and very strongly based on Tower. Yeah.
yeah, that is just brilliant. But you know something that's been fucking with me all day since I watched episode 2?
What's that?
The Ranker character.
Mm-hmm.
His voice actor is very familiar to me, and I can't quite put my finger on it.
I
You know, I don't know who his voice actor is.
He does sound familiar. I do agree. I couldn't place it either.
It's either the Japanese voice actor for Seto Kaiba, or it's the voice actor for Dio. I don't know which is which, but it's really been pissing me off.
Yeah. No, I think I would definitely know for Dio. Dio has a very that guy has a very specific.
Watch it be Dio.
Cadence and delivery. If it's Dio, then yeah, then dang, what am I doing? But no, we'll definitely look into that.
Oh,
later.
I tried looking into that. I tried, and it's not showing up anywhere. It's making me mad.
It's Kenjiro Tsuda. I'm not pronouncing that right. He did a few things. Let's see, anything that y'all would recognize. You know, there's a few things y'all recognize, but they're not major characters in them, so it's kind of hard. Yeah, Tony, I'm not sure what you're remembering them from. I mean, don't get me wrong, they're not. It's not like they're not in anything. They were Mikoto Sho, the Red King in the K series. They've been in a lot of things. Let's not lie.
But you know, going back to Tower of God. So, what did you guys think of the second?
Good.
Yeah,
I remember
very
that
good.
arc well, and I think they did it. They did it good justice. You know?
Yeah. The opening arc is definitely one of the best hooking arcs in a I mean, I wouldn't necessarily qualify this as shonen because it's not necessarily the same as how Japanese can categorize their manga, but I guess.
I mean, it's shonen. It has a lot of the trappings of shonen, I think. Although I agree with you, I wouldn't very easily place it in the shonen category.
Yeah, because
but it still has the same sort of.
It's kind of like Hunter x Hunter in a way, where it starts off with the traditional shonen and gets progressively dark in part. So it's sort of like that, just for a little teaser of the ride we get to go on. But yeah, I liked I liked how they handled the second. Oh no, it's not the second test; it's the third test with the water wall and everything. I already told Tony ahead of time that he's gonna really enjoy.
He is Seto Kaiba.
Oh, he is?
Yes!
Okay,
I
Tony, you were right.
fucking knew it! Fucking knew it!
Okay. And he is in JoJo, but he's Bruf.
Oh, Buford.
He's from Part 1 Phantom Blood. One of the
Bluford.
It's Buford. I thought you were trying to be a Japanese man trying to say your last name.
No. I was just struggling to figure out how to pronounce it. But yeah, this dude's played in a lot of things. But yes, it is Seto Kaiba. You are correct, Tony. Fun fact, if you go onto Anachart, click on any show, you can get the full character list with voice actors for any anime that's currently streaming.
Oh, cool.
Neat.
They have full profiles on all the voice actors and who they played in and what they played in. This guy is he's been in a lot of things.
Yeah, he's pretty prolific.
Yeah.
And he also voices Sigurd in FGO.
Doesn't he also do Ozymandias? Is that him too? Or?
No, that's Dio's voice actor.
Oh, that's Dio. Okay, that's Dio. Got it. But yeah. So I liked the display of the like
Oh,
water
he's
wall,
also
that's-
Kai Chikas Overhaul.
Overhaul.
Oh yeah, that's right. He did sound very similar too.
Chisake. Yeah, that makes sense.
Chisake.
All right, I'm done with him. He's done a lot of good stuff. Good work. Continue to do it.
Please.
The conversation between Bam and the rank, a very good one too. I liked kind of seeing like Bam learn about the world, and displaying his kind of naivete to it, explaining how most people live in the outer tower, different things like that. Kind of giving the basics of what a regular and irregular was. Because you heard the word in the first episode, but you don't really know what it is, and you get kind of a baseline explanation from the ranker dude.
Yeah, and what I really like in this particular episode is a lot of the character interactions.
Mm-hmm.
Like when Bam is introduced to Kun
Yeah, Coon. It's Coon.
and Rock, this big as alligator man.
Rock and his chocolate addiction is hilarious.
Yo, I fucking love Rock. Everything about him, and I was about to say what he was. Let's keep it moving. There's a lot.
Yeah, there's a lot to unpack with this particular trio.
Yeah, and I just find all the stuff very interesting in this world, and how I like the test with the water wall,
Yep.
and how
So,
just
therein lies the problem that I have. I always pronounce it wrong, but that energy is sort of like water and air. It has a very water-like quality to it, especially his, but it's not expressly liquid, which I feel as though it's hard to capture.
Yeah.
And I think they went too far in one direction for my personal taste.
See, I feel like it was just because it was easier for people to understand visually if they made it just regular ass water.
Right.
Instead of going into the intricacies of the magic system right off bat in episode 2,
Yeah, I guess. I don't know. I just feel like visually it sort of removes some of the new in this weird duality that it exists in, where it's both liquid and gaseous, by making it pretty expressly liquidy. But then again, people manifest their power in different ways, so we'll just call that Leron? Yes. Leron, particular.
yeah, and he also dusted the sniper dude.
I also look one of my favorite parts of the
know.
episode. One of my favorite parts of the episode is Homeboy in the purple tracksuit.
Oh, that man. The face he made when that one tough looking chick smacked her head on the water wall.
When he finally pushes through, that was hilarious.
No, that face he made.
My boy, there's so much you non-Longwood reading that does not understand how Jeremy feels with My Hero. We're just gonna move on before I spoil something.
Now you get it. But,
I mean, let's not compare. I think My Hero is fantastic, but it ain't fucking Tower of God.
I will agree with you there. But yeah, Tony, be on the lookout for purple tracksuit, because that's the boy right there.
Honestly, no one you have seen thus far disappoints. All of them be putting in that work. And I think that's honestly one of the best parts about the Tower of God manga, and I hope that they carry on in anime, is that I personally feel as though, except for some characters that appear in later arcs, most of the people are very well fleshed out.
And also something that I like is that, even though Bam has an advantage, with his weapon, he is not just overpowered main character who can easily overpower everybody else in the main cast, right?
Yeah, I mean, Bam's a lot of things.
Yeah.
But having Black March isn't one of those things that makes him broken to hell and back.
No, you'll have to see that later. Also, just keep Rachel in the back of your head. Is all I'm gonna say. Keep Rachel in the back of your head. Just
keep Rachel close to your heart. Rachel is Rachel is the primary motivation behind Bam's journey at this point in the story. So I think that she's of pivotal importance.
I'm really trying to ignore the sarcasm here.
I mean, I do think she's a pivotal importance. She's one of the most important characters in the entire story.
No, she is genuinely the driving force. But yeah, got it.
All right, so my next life as a villain is All Routes Lead to Doom. So I immediately thought it was going to be trash because both you and Tony liked it.
Wow.
Hold on.
Wow.
Why is it if both of us?
Well, so anytime that something is based on an obscure light novel that Tony likes, and then you back it up, it oftentimes it has a shitty adaptation.
Okay, that's fair.
That is a very.
Also, when you told me that it was about an Ultimate game, I was like, oh, so this is going to be some more Emoto shit, I see. Okay, bet. I'm not prepared for none of this. But it's turned out to be refreshing and funny at the same time. Honestly, I died when Keith and Gerardo were, like, bickering with each other about who...
some great friends.
In episode 2, just to clarify for those listening in.
Yeah, that was hilarious.
Yeah. And honestly, she's done a very good job of, like, circumventing obvious death flags by, not being a piece of trash and going above and beyond, because the world really wants her to die, it seems.
Yeah, like, they really want her to be a bad person, so she's going out of her way to be the best person possible, and now everybody's just falling in love with her, which,
Oh.
I like that reversal.
And in the source material,
see what happens when the main heroine is introduced. Like, do they become friends?
Oh, I will say that yes, they do.
I was gonna say they've got to become friends. Like that's the only way.
Yeah.
They can really avoid things.
I mean, she said she was gonna learn how to use the sword and get her magic up, so that when she got could get a job again. I was like, I guess that's what do it. Exile's better than death by magic or sword.
And it's the
Can we talk about briefly for a moment how Alan's storyline is literally he leaves homegirl or he stays with the girl that loves him?
Yes, that is essentially the case.
Like Alan's route is trash.
Yes.
Come on now. Alan,
like I get it, Ultimate Games, the main heroine can get whatever she. Why introduce long-standing relationships, especially betrothals, and then have the girl walk away? What is she supposed to do at her age in this society?
Yeah, and
she's not like, viable anymore for marriage.
Yeah, she can't get remarried. She's damaged goods if she got left. Like that just leaves her like destitute and alone. Like that's so unfair.
Yeah, but she.
Mary didn't deserve that.
You like that route. It does Mary dirty because she goes away. I'm like, where's she gonna go away to do?
Yeah, and
like, people her age and maybe even old fucks have been married off to all the younger ladies of the kingdom. So who is she supposed to be with? Herself?
Yeah, and the one thing that Katarina is like fixated on is that either which way in her mind, Mary gets better endings than she does. The way she acted.
Like, wait, why does everybody else not have to die? Am I the only one that has to die?
Like, yeah, Mary wishes them the best, but she doesn't get exiled out of the kingdom or killed.
Yeah, that's right. And
also, I was dying at the fact that like subconsciously, Katarina stole Alan's line, and Alan was pissed, and she was like, "I am so sorry." In her head, she's like, "I am so sorry, Alan."
Yeah, and the best part is that her previous identity, because her previous life is never mentioned in the source material, as of right now, to my knowledge. It might be in the light novels, but there are a lot of wonky things about that. So, she has the mindset of a 17-year-old Japanese girl, and at this point in the story, she's in a 9-year-old's body. So she's thinking and acting someone that's not supposed to be an aristocrat, you know?
Yeah, I mean,
And
I like that bit of charm that she's like, she's eating sloppily. She, talks about the 3-second rule, and she got banned from eating sweets because of it.
Yep, and the funniest thing about episode 2, at least to me, is the way they adapted the tea party, like the beginning of that tea party scene where Katarina's mother says, "Darling, we are not sending her outside. She is going to embarrass us." And you see Katarina just eating away, just acting like a kid.
Yeah. She's tearing at her food with her hands. Meanwhile, Keith has his napkin, knife, and fork and shit. And she's like, I'll go with Nissa. I'm just like, oh, thank God, Keith.
It's like,
and she's like, wait a minute, I'm Keith's older sister. What do you mean I can't be trusted to go anywhere without Keith?
oh, and this wasn't in the manga adaptation, but I liked the bit of backstory that Mary got. How she's pretty much treated like shit by her older sisters.
Yeah, it's basically the Cinderella situation, which, I appreciate it.
But
Mary seems like a fun character, and the whole montage of them bonding at the garden was really cute.
And she only gets better as a character when they actually reach the point where the story of Fortune Lover actually begins.
Oh yeah, I'm excited. I'm excited to see the Magical Academy shit, because Magical Academy's that's my fucking.
I will tell you that it's not going to be a lot of the focus of the story. I will say that straight up.
So you tell me there's a whole Magical Academy and it's not going to focus?
No, it's not the primary focus. It's mostly just the interactions of our primary cast.
I guess it's based on the Ultimate game.
Yeah,
so
that's unfortunate.
It's going to be just Katarina just going through the steps of Fortune Lover, but since she already changed things, it's going to be altered drastically.
Okay, interesting. And once again, I really enjoyed the Council of Katarinas, that whole thing. It's pretty funny.
Oh no, it gets funnier as she gets older. It's just great.
And I like the competitive relationship she has with Alan. I think that's pretty hilarious, and also the fact that she has come up with snakes as her ultimate weapon against Gerardo.
That's because he has a fear of snakes.
Yep.
Oh, and this is okay. I will say this: in the third manga volume that I got recently, because I pre-ordered that shit. They had the last couple pages. They had a pretty much a short story of sorts, where it was like a few pages worth of panels about Katarina painting a snake to terrify Gerardo with, and the art that she made was so bad that someone who looked at it thought it was a French fry.
Wait, they have French fries in that world, though?
I don't know. It says it looks like a French fry, and I don't know who was saying it, but someone was saying that nonsense, and it made me laugh.
Interesting. Yeah, I find the show really funny, and I've watched a lot of shitty harems in my day, so I like the fact that a protagonist is for once just not stumbling into weird, like, unrealistic situations, and they're actually a character instead of like a blank slate projection device.
Mm-hmm. And plus, Katarina is adorably dense, and it's not too offensive in a way that I think I mentioned this last week, Jay. Correct me if I'm wrong. That it's not a hindrance to her her part as the protagonist of the story.
Yeah, she's got a good level of airheadedness. I feel like if she was too smart, like, then it'd be like, well, then how are you going to create any conflict if you can figure out your way out of any situation? No, I feel like, her stumbling around and trying to figure this out makes it more, like, relatable, and I think that's what makes the show fun.
It
Like,
it and it only gets better when Nicole and his sister Sophia enter the fray.
nice. I'm looking forward to this.
Cause
It seems like a pretty solid show overall. I think it's
yeah,
gonna be a
and
good one.
here's the
So,
thing that you guys need to know about how Katarina's mindset when it comes to her trying to remove all notable death flags is that she's doing this from memory and that she's only played 3 of the 4 routes.
That hasn't been revealed yet, Tony.
Well, I'm just letting you know ahead of time.
Think about your viewers, fam.
Well,
Or I guess listeners.
well, there's only like I only get some bit of traffic here and there.
I mean, hey, you never know. Maybe they were going in for like just using the episode, but never mind. You know, this is your show. Do your thing.
But yeah,
I do dumb
right.
shit anyway.
Oh, next.
Yeah, so
Gleipnir.
this was your edition. So you take the floor here, Jordan.
Gleipnir. What the fuck can I say about Gleipnir? So I clicked on it because I was bored. I had no idea what it was. I didn't even read the plot synopsis. I just launched the first episode and I started watching. And
You just saw the
weird
cover art and clicked it.
Yeah, it was. No. I take that back. I didn't just. I was watching an AMV or something, and then one of the scenes showed him doing something moderately cool. I was like, "What's that, bro?" Then I clicked on Gleipnir. Did not read the premise. I just went and I watched it, and oh boy, let me tell you, I was unprepared, shook, and enjoyed the entire thing.
No, I can
episode
tell.
1 to the end of episode 2.
I can tell because you emphatically messaged the anime chat and was like, we gotta review this. We gotta watch this. Y'all gotta watch this ASAP.
It was so good that after finishing episode 2, I immediately went to click episode 3 and was disappointed that I couldn't watch it. I then rewatched it immediately after watching the first 2 episodes to hook my roommate into it.
Oh wow.
But yeah, so the story follows. Okay, so I don't know any of the characters' names, so this makes telling you the story.
It's Suichi, and the girl's name is Claire. And I remember Claire because you rarely see Americans in anime.
Well, she's not American, but either way, moving right along.
I mean, her name is Claire.
She has a Japanese last name.
Yes.
You.
Her name is Claire.
Yes.
Her name is Claire.
That it is.
So our boy Suichi is pretty blank slate as far as human beings go. Very much interested in going with the flow. Doesn't even believe that he needs to be himself because he'd rather just be normal. But he just have a good heart. So there's that. But through mechanisms that he is unaware of, he has gained the power to transform into a monster, which, if you have seen any of the cover art, is this large dog mascot costume. And
it looks like one of those Five Nights at Freddy animatronics.
Yeah.
Yes.
With a cross. What? I always get confused by this every now and then. Is it the iris or the pupil?
Oh, which one? Oh yeah, no, it's a cross in the pupil.
Pupil? Okay.
And he's packing a Glock for some reason.
Yeah, packing heat.
I mean, it's not a Glock, it's a revolver, but it's either way. Point being.
Yeah, continue.
My dude is super strong with an enhanced sense of smell, and I moderately increased speed, but nothing supernatural. His strength, though, absurd, and his resilience, absurd.
Yeah, he's got crazy durability.
That he does.
So he's a monster, and he gets found out by our female protagonist, Claire, who blackmails him into, well, I guess I'm skipping some parts here, aren't I?
Well, yeah. So he rescues her after seeing a fire like near his house.
And maybe nearly rapes her? Question mark. We don't
Yeah.
know what was going on with that.
Yeah.
He almost raped her because I guess like his monster instincts made his horniness extra horny.
Yeah. So you want? He thought.
I don't know. There was something about her smell pulling down her panties. He didn't get them all the way off before he realized that he was doing something, one, illegal and two, wrong. So he stopped that shit, but she got a cell phone, which she then used to entrap him with blackmail. She also has, in my mind, completely useless pictures of him mid-trans in his like in-between transformation, because who the fuck's gonna believe that that's Koichi? But moving right along.
And I was gonna say, also his face is mostly covered, so you can't even tell it is Shuichi in the first place.
Yeah, but moving right along, because that's neither here nor there now. He then agrees, sort of forcefully, to help her when he is intercepted by a masked woman who breaks into Claire's apartment.
Also, she displays this coin to him, and she's like, "This might have something connected to monsters or whatever."
Yes, the coins. The coins, I believe, are going to have central importance to this entire story.
Yeah,
they're a big part of
two exchanges of these coins with a mysterious vending machine man.
Yeah, they're a big part of the cover art, and like I know you skipped the openings, but like I watched it in the first episode, like I normally do, and like they're a big part of the motif of the show. It seems like yeah, they definitely look like they're of central importance.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it seems that from what we know about them, not just to quickly talk about this and then jump back to what I was speaking on before, they are some currency that can be used to earn wishes from this man being that stepped out of a vending machine. I don't know why he wants them, how they got scattered, or what his intention is, but when he grants your wish, he does so in almost like a monkey's palm sort of way by giving you these monstrous abilities. And I don't know if that's him just fucking with people, an unintended consequence, or what, but it is how he does his.
And it seems like the vending machine and the coins only appear to people with like specific needs and wishes.
I don't know if it's expressly that.
At least
the other girls
that's the vibe I got from like the masked chick who like is the track runner.
I call her track girl.
That's nice, but remember, she only learned about the vending machine of the girl track team, but they couldn't get it to work. So the vending machine doesn't appear to anyone; it's just there.
Oh yeah, you're right.
Coins, maybe the coins, but not the vending machine itself.
Okay. Yeah, that makes sense.
But doesn't everybody want something? Like, that's not saying much.
True.
Yeah.
And
that is pretty accurate. And then it leads into a pretty epic fight. Well, the first fight isn't epic. It's more of a beatdown.
So homegirl that breaks into the apartment turns out to also be one of these monsters. Beats down on Soichi, gets blinded by pepper spray from Claire. Soichi bitches out, runs away.
He yoinks Claire and then runs away.
Well, I mean, yes, you're right. He doesn't abandon Claire, but out and run away. They end up hiding in what seems to be some sort of warehouse facility. And they try to figure out what Soichi's special power is.
Real quick, maybe I'm fucked up, but if I was Soichi, I would have left Claire.
I mean, yes, that's kind of fucked up, but also he has a good heart.
Like,
he's a good guy. And
but also this chick tried to blackmail.
Again, Jeremy, doing the right thing doesn't always mean doing the smart thing.
Yeah, and this is also the same kid that got to see that same girl who blackmailed him naked.
Yeah, no, I get it. No, you got a point. I'm just saying personally, I wouldn't. I wouldn't.
You personally.
What about y'all? Would y'all save Claire? I want to know.
Well, I don't want an ass beaten.
One. If I turned into a giant mascot costume, I think I wouldn't be able to live with myself. 2, I wouldn't have been able to be blackmailed because I would say, well, fuck that phone, fam.
Or just get a new one.
Straight up, just abandon it. And if I had, when I popped up there, I would have popped Claire. So we wouldn't have been in this scenario to begin with.
Tony, what would you
If I did end up in this scenario, yes, I would save Claire. Also, I would have knocked Homegirl the fuck out. I would not have run. Because running is exhausting.
Tony, what would you have done?
Well,
I'm curious.
let's see here. I wouldn't accept that I was blackmailed, but knowing me, I'd probably get roped into it for a while. But I wouldn't, like, leave this dumb hoe behind to just get murked by another dumb hoe. And since...
So I'm just an asshole here. Got it.
So,
Yes,
but,
yeah, Jeremy,
but Jordan and I agree...
Let's be fair, fam. None of us would be selected as the object of someone's affections like Senji was, so we don't have to worry about this.
Truth.
That's very fair. None of the girls I've dated are that level of god great.
That only happened to me once, and that's it.
Yeah, Tony might be well. He might end up in a costume. I don't know what to say.
Tony's gonna end up in like some kind of weird, like I could just something obscure, not even something simple like a dog, something just weird like a penguin, like something random as fuck. Like a dog actually, like that makes more sense. She'd have something random like a penguin.
Okay, first things first. Number one, why a penguin being your first thought of an animal? Number two, I might enjoy that too much.
Alright, we're going to move right along.
We're not gonna talk about
So, we're at the warehouse now, and Claire realizes that Suichi has a big-ass zipper down his back, and she's like, huh, maybe there's something hidden in here. And he's like, what? Really? You think so? So yes, this could be your secret power.
So I thought she was gonna drop the coin in there and it was gonna trigger something.
Honestly, I didn't know what to expect. I was prepared for everything between it just being like a mass of human guts to it being fucking like machine god mode. Just a bunch of craziness. I was not prepared for it to be a flesh suit.
Yeah.
It's
I was equally not prepared for her to get inside.
Yeah.
Or the dialogue that followed.
Yeah, I was triple not prepared for what she was saying while she was. Oh my god.
I wasn't prepared. I didn't want to know, but I was there for it.
I was mad uncomfortable this whole time. Like my jaw was on the floor, just like, wait, what? No, please, I don't need to. Oh, okay, now I have an image. Now I can. Ooh, okay. Thank you.
If you wanted to know what he would say during a pegging session, this is it. Now you know. Now you know, guys. But honestly, beyond that, it was quite. That fight was quite ridiculous. Honestly, I could go watch it again. I've seen a lot of like full out ass whoopings, but for that to be, it was great because it felt very impactful.
And I really like because that fight had a lot of weight to it, but also it was very fluid. And I like the use of like the black outline that they use for like the bigger impact punches. Like, oh, you really just like feel that when it connects. It's just like, damn.
Oh yeah, and I really love the way that fight scene in episode 2 was animated in particular.
Yo, and just the look on Claire's face when she was just like beaten down on this bitch, and she's like, you know, if you could give me an answer, I'm gonna snap your leg.
And
Yo, she did not snap her leg. She crumbled that shit.
No,
she twisted and dusted that leg.
She did not just snap the leg. She fucking full on Rice Krispie snap, crackled, and popped it. Like.
And then on top of that, she busted a cap.
She unloaded it on her too. Yo. And then poor Shuichi was just traumatized. He's like, Claire, chill. No. Oh, shit.
Honestly, how do you get taken for a ride in your own body, fam? Now I heard it's tempting, but this takes a fucking day.
For real, she controlled his whole ass body. she used him as a monster meat puppet.
Yep.
Like,
Yeah.
like
It's like
I,
his
it was
him being a person did not matter.
It was like a fucked version of like the drift compatibility from Pacific Rim.
Oh, that shit.
Even more twisted and edgy. I was like, there's so much edge in this show, and normally like I have a limit, but this is just right at that sweet spot of like just edgy enough and interesting enough to be like, okay, I like this.
Fam. And then just to add on to like this really Stockholmsy cake, when Shuichi says, "You know what? I'm done with you. This is some dumb shit. We killed somebody. This is fucked."
Although I do
like,
appreciate Claire being like, no, actually, I killed someone. You're technically not responsible because you weren't in control of your body.
It's like, but are we really going to be, is that really what we're using to justify this right now?
Right?
yeah, and
that's
this man,
thought process.
this man,
No, the thing that got me,
this man ends up just having a conversation with her when she pulls him out of class because he didn't answer the damn phone.
she wasn't playing with his ass. Better answer the
Yeah.
phone, your master call you.
Right.
I will peg you again, Soichi.
You will not address me as Claire. My name is Mistress to you from this point forward.
And then
See, this is why we know Tony would end up in the sea.
Tony would definitely. Out of the three of us, Tony is the most likely to end up in the sea.
yeah, we ain't wrong,
Don't
fam.
don't out yourself, Tony. Just don't say nothing. Please
Just keep it quiet, Tony. you don't need to let the people know.
just plead the fifth, my dude.
but yeah, so they basically Claire convinces poor Shuichi. It's like, no, we're gonna keep doing this because clearly you can't fight to defend yourself, and I have my own goal connected to these monsters. And she explains that she's looking for her sister, who also apparently got one of these wishes and turned into a monster and killed their parents. That they just kind of gloss over real fast.
Yeah, that shit was like.
I mean, what do you want to do, Jeremy? Dwell on it for 15 minutes? We now know what she's here to do.
Mm-hmm.
Honestly, I appreciated it because it felt impactful in the way that it was delivered, but we didn't need to have a whole blurry 52-minute flashback where no details are removed and we learn nothing.
No, I feel
Yeah,
you.
very
I feel
true.
you, but still, like, so she basically explains the situation, and then we get I guess it would be a flashback, right? Like, a flashback of another, like, activation of the vending machine, like the summoning of the vending machine.
Yeah, we figure out, Yandere.
Yeah, Yandere.
Ooh,
Yeah.
she not gonna like Suichi hanging out with homegirl.
Yeah, it's like, wait, you let someone else inside you? I was supposed to be the one who's inside you.
Yeah.
Honestly, this brings up a good question. I mean, not at the same time, but does it matter who gets inside of Shuichi?
Yeah, can anybody pilot him?
Does he have like
Yeah,
does he have like an affinity factor? Do they need to sync? Is it like motherfucking what's the name of the anime? Help me out here, y'all.
Darling in the Franxx?
Yes, is it like Darling in the Franxx? So they have to have like compatible.
I mean, it sort of seems so. I don't want to like assume, but it kind of seems like that because like he had a specific, not a connection with Claire, but like something about her pheromones or her scent or something has him like particularly like attracted to him.
Yeah, and it seems like maybe compatibility is all about his sexual preference.
I mean, it seems like it just.
I'm hoping not, because I'm not comfortable with that plot point.
Look. Let's be real.
I mean, we've already passed that point. Like, I watched the same show that y'all did.
Yeah.
We pretend like we didn't see a
Yeah,
lot.
I was gonna say the dialogue is overtly sexual as fuck.
Oh, hell yeah.
She straight up like changed in front of him without batting an eye.
We've seen this girl's panties like for actually like the entire second episode.
Yeah.
Literally, they do like deliberate like bent over panty shots.
Yeah, this show.
Is it even a panty shot if it's like 50% of the episode?
Oh yeah.
Oh no, it's like straight up sleaze.
I really, you know what? I'm sorry. Let's go ahead and finish this episode. Did you want to do a soapbox or give your compliments on Grow Up Near Tony?
Well, I'll just give my final thoughts. I'm glad you introduced this show to me, Jordan. It's the right kind of fucked up that I enjoy.
Yeah, and it's definitely something for veteran anime viewers. You have to have you have to have seen some shit in order to handle this.
Yeah.
Because you can't just walk into this after you've only seen like the My Hero Academia, Full Metal Alchemist, like the basic bitch, starter pack animes.
Yeah.
Not basic bitch starter pack.
Yeah. Yeah. And our friend Brian, yeah, this is a show that he is not ready for.
No.
If he can't handle Kakegurui, he can't handle
I
this
wouldn't
show.
even make Kakegurui the standing point here. You honestly have, I mean, not that you have to be old or anything, but you have to have seen some OG fucked up stuff.
Like, if you can watch Gantz, I'm pretty sure you're good. Like, I feel like Gantz is the bar, because, like, Gantz gets real fucked.
Yeah, that is true. And then there are shows that Jordan recommended to us that are old school that are pretty fucked too.
Oh yeah, there's a lot. Jordan has a whole list.
Jordan's seen a lot, y'all. Y'all don't.
Yeah, Jordan has seen a lot.
But honestly, nothing can disturb me as far as like weird body stuff because I read Frankenfan for fun, and if you've never looked up what Frankenfan is, I will send you some images in PM so that Brian is not scarred for the rest of his natural life.
Oh, I actually want to see some of those images, but
now I'm very curious.
Same.
Oh, shit.
But anyway, let's just end this episode here. Thanks, guys, for joining me as always.
Yeah, no problem.
Even though nonsense may happen, but that's typically what happens when a lot of us get together, you know?
Yep.
It's just...
I'm trying to send y'all... I'm going to try to find one that doesn't, that tries to capture the fuckery without, like, ruining your life forever. But honestly, it's that kind of manga. It's supposed to ruin you for life.
Well, I've seen a lot of worse shit just by existing.
I'm gonna send you the one that's gonna ruin you for life, and I'll find some.
All right, so
I didn't ask for. I was gonna say I didn't ask for that. You very much give me the Taylor one.
Well,
Tony, here you go.
Let's see
This is a very famous scene.
Oh, that. Oh, okay. That's some nonsense. Jesus. Did this bitch is Jesus. Good God. I mean, it's nothing compared to I've seen in the grandest scheme of things, but
oh yes, it is.
I mean,
I'm trying to find something tamer for you, Jeremy.
Homegirl's a caterpillar. But anyway, we'll catch you guys next time.